For decades, when you pictured a pharmacist, you probably saw a respected professional in a crisp white coat, effortlessly dispensing medicine and making a really comfortable, stable living, right? Well, as we hurtle toward 2026, that romanticized vision is crashing headfirst into a harsh, data-driven reality. In this explainer, we are tearing down the illusion. We'll look at the hard numbers, expose the hidden career traps, and most importantly, map out the highly lucrative blueprints nobody is telling you about. If you're studying pharmacy right now or you're just keeping an eye on where healthcare is headed, you absolutely need to hear this.
Let's start with a massive number, 400,000. That is the sheer volume of pharmacy students, from diploma all the way up to master's programs, pouring into the Indian market every single year. It is an absolute flood of talent. And honestly, it's driven by this outdated illusion that just holding a pharmacy degree is your golden ticket to a successful career. But as we'll quickly find out, this unbelievable supply is creating a massive bottleneck.
Now, I want you to contrast that massive wave of 400,000 graduates with this number, 75,000. That is the realistic estimate of actual, high-quality pharmacy jobs open in the market right now. The math here is brutal. You've got 4 lakh graduates fighting tooth and nail for 75,000 spots. This huge mismatch is exactly why the industry is facing such a severe quality crisis. The absolute top-tier graduates, they get snatched up in a heartbeat. Everyone else is basically left fighting for scraps.
Section 1. The Education Pyramid. Let's break down D.Pharm, B.Pharm, and M.Pharm.
To really understand where these career bottlenecks happen, you have to think of the education structure like a pyramid. Down at the base, you've got the D.Pharm, the 2-year diploma. Starting pay, often just 15 to 25,000 rupees a month. And here is the real kicker. A shocking 70% of pharmacists get permanently stuck right here at the bottom. Step up to the middle, the B.Pharm, and things bump up a bit to 25 to 40,000, but you're still capping out around 10 to 12 lakhs a year after a long time. It isn't until you hit the very top, the M.Pharm level, that the ceiling finally shatters. That's where you push past the 12 to 20 lakh mark and unlock those highly specialized, lucrative corporate roles. So, the opportunity cost of stopping your education too early? It's huge.
Section 2. The Salary Reality Check. Let's uncover the ground truth.
Let's talk about the first big pitfall, the retail pharmacy trap. Look, the day-to-day reality here is genuinely grueling. We're talking 10 to 12-hour shifts. You're standing all day long, often eating lunch right there at the counter because breaks are so heavily restricted. And for all that exhausting hustle, the starting pay is shockingly low, sometimes dipping down to 10 or 15,000 rupees a month. But honestly, the worst part is the career growth. It's basically flat. You're essentially stuck on a treadmill, doing the exact same repetitive tasks every single day, without building any new, scalable skills.
Then there's the second default path, the medical representative, or MR role. This is the heavy sales side of pharma. Sure, you can make decent money here if you're hitting your incentives, but let's be real about the lifestyle. It's a high-pressure, relentless grind. You'll spend your days sweating it out outside doctors' clinics, waiting hours on end just for a rushed 2-minute pitch to try and hit massive monthly quotas. The biggest takeaway here is that you're completely leaving behind the core science you spent years studying. It becomes 100% about sales tactics, not your scientific expertise.
When you stretch this out over a 10-year horizon, the true cost of just settling becomes glaringly obvious. If you jump into the workforce with a D.Pharm or even a basic B.Pharm and you never bother to upskill, your salary effectively flatlines after a decade. You just hit a brick wall. D.Pharm caps at about 8 to 10 lakhs a year. B.Pharm maybe 10 to 12. But look at the professionals who push into specialized fields at the M.Pharm level. Their earning potential just keeps aggressively climbing.
Hearing all this pessimistic data, you have every right to be anxious. You're probably thinking, wait, is pharmacy just a dead-end career now? Is the golden age totally over? The answer is a resounding no. Pharmacy is not dead. But the traditional, old-school way of doing pharmacy, yeah, that is absolutely over.
Section 3. Beyond the retail counter. Let's uncover the hidden blueprint.
It's time to forget about the oversaturated street-level sales and those exhausting retail counters. The truly smart, ambitious graduates, they're quietly pivoting into modern pharma. I'm talking corporate roles, clinical research, and data handling. These modern positions offer everything the traditional ones don't. Flexible hours, hybrid or work-from-home options, actual corporate benefits, and way bigger salary packages. This right here is where the real future of the industry is heading for 2026.
So what do these premium corporate roles actually look like? They break down into incredibly specialized sectors. pharmacovigilance, regulatory affairs, quality assurance and control, clinical research, and market research. You aren't standing behind a counter in these jobs. These are crucial, desk-based, highly analytical roles inside massive multinational companies. You're the one interpreting complex data, guaranteeing drug safety, and navigating tricky legal approvals.
Let's just zoom in on one specific niche to give you a taste of the potential: pharmacovigilance. It sounds complex, but it's basically the science of monitoring a drug's side effects after it goes to market. Think about it. Every time a massive pharma company launches a new pill, they need an absolute army of trained professionals tracking the data to make sure it stays safe. It is an incredibly vital career path, and it pays a premium because it relies on your deep scientific knowledge, not how well you can sell.
And hey, if you're sitting there wondering, are there even enough companies to hire for these niche roles? Consider this. There are roughly 36,000 registered pharmaceutical companies in India alone. 36,000, from global giants to hyper-specialized contract research organizations. The opportunities are absolutely out there. You have a massive canvas to paint your career on. You just have to know exactly where to look.
Of course, your career canvas doesn't have to end at the border. If you want to bypass the domestic saturation completely, the global pathway is waiting for you. Now, it takes serious strategy. The steps are straightforward, but they're demanding. Pass your degree at home, then clear a rigorous foreign licensing exam like the FPGE for the US, PEBC for Canada, or CAPS for Australia. Then you tackle the language test, and finally, secure the job. Yes, it can cost anywhere from 15 to 30 lakhs and take years of prep, but the financial payoff and the upgrade in your quality of life are phenomenal.
Section 4. The Future Survival Blueprint. Let's position you for success.
All right, so how do you actually beat this fierce competition? You need a totally new playbook. First, you have to upskill way past your standard college syllabus, because the degree alone just isn't cutting it anymore. Second, build impeccable communication and medical writing skills. The corporate world literally demands it. Third, seriously consider pushing for that B.Pharm, an MBA, or a highly specialized certification. Remember, your goal isn't just to find a job. Your goal is to aggressively target one of those top 75,000 quality roles we talked about at the start.
I really want to anchor this entire explainer with a powerful quote directly from our source material. The degree opens the door, but the skills determine how far you go. That right there perfectly captures the modern reality of this industry. Your B.Pharm or D.Pharm, it's just an entry ticket to get inside the building. Once you're through the doors, it is entirely your communication, your specialized knowledge, and your adaptability that will dictate your success.
Which brings us to one final provocative thought. As healthcare hurdles toward 2026, the mediocre middle is vanishing. The industry only rewards excellence now. So the question you have to ask yourself today is this: are you just going to collect a piece of paper and hope for the best? Or are you going to build an undeniable skill set that makes you completely indispensable? The choice is entirely yours.